Video games haven't been the same for me lately, I feel. Stuff like I pre-ordered Titanfall 2 and I canceled it. I moved it over to Pokemon Sun, and I was playing Arkham Knight recently, and I just wasn't really having as much fun as I'd like to. The Batmobile stuff was cool. I was really enjoying the trials that like the Riddler had of the driving, and I thought that was actually pretty neat. But for the most part, I just found myself tapping X and Y a lot again. And, upgrade trees and skill trees, they're cool and all that, but I've seen them so many times, and better implemented, to be honest. I mean, Borderlands is probably one of the better implementations of that I like. Personally, it's not to say that any other game has worse versions of that, but games just haven't really been the same for me lately, I'm kind of, I don't care about shooting people in the head online anymore. I don't really care about these huge 3D environments that Skyrim and stuff has anymore. I've been enjoying smaller things lately. I've been enjoying the Mega Man Legacy Edition on 3DS. Now, granted, those are just old games repackaged in a 3DS form, but it's been more fun for me. I actually beat Mega Man 2 for the first time in my life, which I've played it a bunch. I have it on NES and stuff like that, of course, but I've been playing that, and then, I bought Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U, and I've really, really been enjoying it. It's a fantastic side-scroller, and it's something that maybe I just want to play side-scrollers right now. Maybe I just want to play smaller games right now. I enjoy Lego Dimensions, although it's more of a fun process with the toys, and I love Lego, the toy, more than I do really the games, and that's probably what's really kept me in that game. It's not a difficult game by any means. I don't really feel super sense of accomplishment when I beat a level. It's more just kind of going through it, seeing the world, seeing everything done in a Lego form is really interesting to me. But I don't want to get on specifics of certain games like I've been talking about. I would rather just talk about overall. Like, I used to be totally into, I guess this is another specific, but I used to be totally into Halo, Really getting into SWAT all the time. I really loved the headshot element. I really loved how easy it was to just go through that game with something that was familiar to me. It's a game I grew up on with Halo 2 and on. I didn't really grow up with the first one, but Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, and then Halo 4 came around, and Halo 5, which I've probably played the least of. It's just, I really enjoyed it for a long time, and I do enjoy playing with friends and stuff like that, but it's just not the same kind of experience that I used to have. I used to have a lot of fun. I used to be like, everything I wanted to do was just play Halo SWAT. That's all I wanted to do. And there was times in my life like Skate 2 was a big game for me. Skate 2 was something that I was really interested in, something that I played for an entire summer at some point. I would wake up at 9 in the morning, play till 2 a.m. at night, wake up and do the same thing again, sleeping on the couch downstairs because I didn't want to be too far away from the game. I mean, crazy shit like that. And maybe a lot of it's growing up, maybe a lot of it's just getting older in age, but some of it is the fact that games just are repeating a lot. And I don't want to get into this whole like, oh, the industry's dying, we need more originality, and you can find it with indie games, sure. But how many times can I wander through a house in the dark where nothing happens for a long time, and then one thing happens, and ooh, it's a cool horror game. I'm not even into horror games. A lot of people say, well, that's the cream of the crop. You got to go where the horror games are, but I don't care. I really enjoyed Shovel Knight. Did I think it was incredible? Not really. I just thought it was fun. It wasn't like an amazing experience. It was just a fun thing, and I got the amiibo, got the extra levels and stuff on my 3DS, and it was enjoyable, but it wasn't mind-blowing. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things a little bit differently, and don't get me wrong, I love talking about games. I'm going to talk about games for the rest of my life. But as far as playing the new ones that come out, it's hit or miss for me. It's stuff like Mirror's Edge Catalyst I really like, as some of you may know. And a lot of people didn't enjoy that. A lot of people thought it was very repetitive, which to an extent it was, but I just liked the gameplay. And I think that's where I'm playing games for. The Telltale games, they're fun, they're story-driven, and that's fine. But it doesn't feel like I'm playing a game. And some people like that. Some people like to have the interactive kind of movie feel, but not me. Whenever I'm playing a game, I like to play a game. Whenever I'm watching a movie, I like to watch a movie. And I don't really need the interaction between those two to be so intertwined. Story is interesting to me for sure in games, but it's not the most important element. And the shooting is interesting to me in games as well, and it can be really fun, but it's not the most important element. The most important element is fun. The most important element is the ability to play a game without having to work for it, having to work to get to the fun portions of it, having to go through the storyline, the opening that takes 10 minutes long. I'm looking at you, Skyrim. It takes 10 minutes long to get to any gameplay. I get it. Your story's cool. Your game is huge. But I just want to play a game. You know, it's the same way when I get a new GTA game. Don't get me wrong, GTA 5 is one of the best games I played last generation and this generation. And it starts with you having to go through this level before you can do any of the open world fun stuff in it. And you know, a lot of it just seems to be working towards that, and then sometimes I don't even do the main campaign. I'm just like, okay, now I can have my fun, because that's all I'm looking for is fun in video games. And this is, I don't want it to get too serious. I don't want it to be like, games are terrible, life is over, I cannot find joy in anything. I just want it to be a discussion, a thought process that I have sometimes that I felt like sharing, that I feel some of you may relate to, most of you probably don't if you watch this channel, because it is video game centric. But I look at all my old systems and I realize how much fun I had with them and how much fun I'm trying to have with the newest stuff, and it's not what I really want out of a game, I guess. It's not really what I want out of a system. Maybe not playing the right games, you know. Rocket League, one of the most fun things I've done this generation, for sure. But then I always fall back to stuff like Minecraft, which is one of my favorite games in the world. I think it's one of the best games ever made, and I know some people hate Minecraft, some people don't like the idea of it, some people just don't even enjoy it legitimately, and that's fine. But for me personally, it's right up my alley. It's something that I really enjoyed. And I mean, look at it, you know, no story, graphics are just shithouse. There's nothing there. But there's creativity and there's fun. And that's all I look for. You know, I want to see something creative. I want to see something fun. If that's in level design or me making my own thing, that's cool. But I just want to see it in a game. And I feel like sometimes I can't in some of the stuff that, for lack of a better term, is kind of up its own ass about how great it is. And, you know, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're not that great. Sometimes your games are okay. And, you know, I guess a lot of it could go to, like, the No Man's Sky situation where that came out and fell on its face because it thought it was better than it was. And some of it might not be its fault. It could be Sony's fault as well, making it $60, which it should not have been, and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't do a lot of reviews on this channel, and I'm sure a lot of you noticed that, and it's because that's not really how I play video games. I don't play them to review them. I don't play them to say, well, I'm going to say if that game's a 9 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 or whatever it is. I don't care about that. I just want to see if a game is fun or not, and that's all I judge it on. And for me, right now, these games have been picking up. Sonic Generations, which I never got around to playing, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Lego Dimensions. You know, these games that are for kids or whatever have been more fun to me than any of your crazy, bloody mess games that you have. And I'm not dissing those. I love it. You know, I love a good Doom every once in a while. I love games like that. Bulletstorm's a favorite game of mine. And I enjoy that there's blood everywhere. It's not about that. It's just about how much fun I'm having and how much it feels like a different experience than another game I've played before. So for me, I don't know. Games are a little different right now. And it doesn't mean I'm stopping playing video games, please. I'm getting that Nintendo Switch the day it comes out. Don't worry yourself. Alright? I'm not going to stop playing video games anytime soon. But I might play different ones. You know, I might not buy games for a while. I have a few that I wanted to get around to for a while, and I haven't yet. And I think that's where my head's at. And this is a weird video. It's something I just felt like talking about because I didn't really have any ideas for a video this week. And I'm kind of over a week at this point. I'm a little bit late. But, you know, it's just something I felt like sharing, something I felt like discussing, something I felt that maybe some of you would relate to. If you did at all, please tell me in the comments. But for the most part, it's just something I felt like getting off my chest because a lot of it I don't have time for. You know, I work, I got a girlfriend, stuff like that. I got other things to do. I make music. And there's other stuff that I want to fill my time with, rather than playing games that I kind of enjoy and I'm just trying to finish for the sake of finishing them. That's not what I'm about. I'm about having fun with video games. And it's about relaxing and like just having a good time and getting in a different headspace. Same way it is for like watching a movie. And so that's what I look for, and that's what I hope to find with a lot of games in the future. But for right now, I'm just going to play games that I have, because I'm not really interested in the stuff that's been coming out as of late. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've been playing that new Battlefield 1, that Gears of War 4, that Skyrim Remastered, any of that kind of stuff. Just let me know what you're into. Let me know what you're playing. Maybe you'll tell me something that you're like, listen, if you like this, this, and this, you'll love this new game that just came out. If you have any ideas for me, tell me below, because I'd love to play whatever is great. But for right now, I'm going to stick to what I own. Not going to buy games for a little while. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bit of a weird video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.